What's the last thing you remember?
Like the parasite that attached itself to David Haller during childhood, messing with his mind, so Season 1 of Legion attached itself to the viewer, burrowing into your brain. So it's good to have David back. Though the time between series has been far from kind to our troubled protagonist, Season 1 ended on something of a cliffhanger, with Haller hoping to have some respite from the drama, having banished the Shadow King from his head, only to immediately be whisked away by some mysterious orb. He has been recovered at the start of Season 2, but what felt like a day to David inside the orb was actually 362 days in the real world, meaning he's lost a year, and much has changed. In the interim, David's mutant mates have teamed up with Division 3, the shady government organisation they were battling in Season 1, working together to fight their common enemies. The most pressing of which is our old friend the Shadow King. Having broken up with David, he possessed Oliver, and was last seen heading south with Lenny, who is also the Shadow King. We even get a glimpse at Amal Farouk, who is actually the Shadow King, which makes this kick-off episode all a little confusing. It also gets weird, maybe a little too weird, thanks to a new Division 3 character called Fukuyama, who wears a basket on his head and communicates through a bevy of women with moustaches. And it gets scarier, with the Shadow King incarnation of Oliver infecting people with some kind of psychosis that makes their teeth chatter in terrifying fashion. Sid also briefly swaps places with a cat, though to be fair that's more awesome than weird, while she seems somehow changed in this episode, suggesting that yet again, nothing is what it seems and no one is to be trusted. The start of Season 2 will disappoint those expecting a more clear-headed David post-Parasite and hoping for a story with more clarity and less ambiguity, because we're back to examining his memories and dreams, which can make for an infuriating viewing experience, particularly now when the writers are setting stuff up rather than paying anything off, which makes this opening episode very much a means to the end, introducing characters like Fukuyama and Farouk without giving them much to do, and setting up mysteries for the characters to solve. So while there's good stuff peppered throughout, and a few intriguing detours, the episode isn't exactly a satisfying watch, and at times somewhat frustrating. But it will doubtless make more sense as proceedings progress, and the pieces of this complex puzzle fall into place. For now, however, Episode 1 of Season 2 earns a fandom score of 3 out of 5.